Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syafiqah binti Zainal Abidin, and today I want to present about my research project topic, which is relationship between motivation for exercise participation and gender among UiTM Seremban sports students. For the first slide, showed my presentation outline, which the first one is background of the study. Number 2 is statement of the problem. Number 3 is research objective. Number 4, significance of the study. Number 5, literature review. And the last one is methodology. Okay, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, now we proceed to chapter 1. The first part is background of the study. WHO 2014 state that nowadays people are starting to realize the importance of exercise in their life. This led to several programs that have emerged to spread awareness regarding exercise with a plan to actualize a healthy way of life. Exercise was a part of the positive way that related to the attribute healthy lifestyle, which will bring several benefits such as psychological benefits and social benefits. And other researchers which Liga 2016 state that most measure of motivation focus on intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. The first one is intrinsic motivation refers to engagement in behavior that was inherently satisfying or enjoyable. Number 2 is meanwhile extrinsic motivation refers to the performance of a behavior that is fundamentally contingent upon the attainment of an outcome that is separable from the action itself. In other words, exercise motivation was an instrumental. In this study, it will focus more on what motivates adults to engage actively in exercise based on gender. In the context of people motivation to be involved in exercise, the researcher will focus more on gender differences and motivation participation. According to Vance 2014 state that the motivation to engage in exercise between genders are not supposed to be the same, while Weinberg 2013 found that some gender differences also exist in motivation for participation in exercise, and the sum of findings related to motivation engaging in exercise between gender represent was different. Okay, now for the problem statement. Matthew R. Bryce 2014 have stated that motivation factors include inspiration, the direction and the goal of people to participate in certain behavior. Therefore, to keep involved in exercise, we must know our motivation either intrinsically or extrinsically. Meanwhile, it contradicted with the finding from the study done by Kevin Monaro-Rossi 2015, which forms males more motivated than females by health and fun, whereas females were motivated more than males by appearance and physical condition. Compared to men, women leads more goals, and a smaller proportion of women's goals were related to achieving power. For example, most women will motivate to exercise because they are more concerned with the effect on themselves, as when they exercise, they will get a healthy body and ideal body shape. In contrast to the way men think to motivate themselves to exercise. Men exercise because they like fun and leisure. They exercise for them to engage in competition, and if they win in the competition, that's a bonus to them. For the next slide is research objective. The research objective of this study is to identify the relationship between motivation for exercise participation and gender. Okay, now we proceed to the significance of the study. The result of the study could potentially increase the influence on healthy lifestyle, whereby the information provide underlying reasoning to keep engaging in exercise activities. It also help future researchers who will study related fields and local population. Moreover, the result also give a clear understanding of the influence to relationship between motivation for exercise participation and gender among UiTM Seremban sports students. Okay, now we proceed to the chapter 2. In this slide, explain about the definition of exercise. According to Carl Spencer et al. 1985, exercise is a perplexing conduct and it categorized as body activities developed by skeletal muscle that exhaust energy past typical psychological required very still. Benny et al. 2017 found that delight builds youngster and teenagers' cooperation in active work in physical exercise classes and during relaxation time, as such action bring about good sentiment like joy. Okay, we proceed to the differences regarding motivation for exercise between genders. According to Fraser Thomas et al. 2018, researchers have recommended studies to compare sex contrast in exercise and to look at persuasive cycles to work with undergrad exercise. Female display lower level of actual exercise education than guys. It appears to be that sex factor inspire individual in an unexpected way in performing ordinary exercise. Okay, this slide explain about the research framework. Based on figure 2.1 below, it show the independent variable and dependent variable in this study, which is the study about the relationship between motivation for exercise participation and gender among UiTM Seremban sports students. The independent variable used in this study were gender among sports students, and motivation for exercise served as the dependent variable in this study. The Exercise Motivation Inventory (ME2) questionnaire will be used as a method to go through the research. Okay, now we proceed to the chapter 3, which is methodology. This is the part of methodology. The first one is research design, second sampling, third instrumentation, and number 4 is data collection. Number 5 is data analysis, and the last one is references. For the research design, the cross-sectional research design will be used to examine the relationship between motivation for exercise participation and gender. According to Hare et al. 2003, state that the method of research for this study was quantitative. Quantitative research can be used to gain meaningful insight into the relationship between independent and dependent variable and to employ those insights to verify or validate existing relationship. Sample size. The total number of students in UiTM Seremban Negeri Sembilan, including diploma and degree student, is 5651 people, and in this study only involve sports student in Fakulti Sports Science and Recreation UiTM Negeri Sembilan Kampus Seremban, including diploma and degree student is 890 people from AHEA register April 2021. This slide show about the sample size, but before that, in this study use convenient sampling. A few sample will be collected from various population from sports students UiTM Seremban 3. Based on Creechy and Morgan 1970 table, total population of sports student is 890. So we look at the table, 890 close at 900, so we take at 900, and the sample size targeted would be as 269. So for the total from 20% drop up is 44 people, so the total sample is 293 because 269 plus 54 is 293. Next is instrumentation. This study will use questionnaires as a method to obtain the information from the respondent. It consists of two sections. First section is about the demographic of the respondent. Next section is the exercise motivation inventory questionnaire. For the demographic questionnaire, in the first section, respondent will fill up the detail of demographic. This information can be used in determining the influence of respondents' demographic within the study to analyze the descriptive statistic. The question include age, gender, cost, weight, and height. For the second part is the exercise motivation inventory questionnaire ME2. According to Markland et al. 1997, the name of the questionnaire is the exercise motivation inventory ME2 questionnaire. The author was David Markland, PhD from School of Sport, Health and Exercise Science, University of Wales, Bangor. The ME2 measure participant reason for exercising. Developed from the original ME, the ME2 is practically valid means of assessing a broad range of exercise participation motive in adult males and females that is applicable to both exercises and non-exercises. Okay, for the subscales, scale scores obtained by calculating means of the appropriate items. The total of the scale in this questionnaire is 14 scales. Number 1 is stress management. Number 2 is revitalization. Number 3 is enjoyment. Number 4 is challenge. Number 5 is social recognition. Number 6 is affiliation. Number 7 is competition. And number 8 is health pressures. Number 9, health avoidance. Number 10, positive health. Number 11, weight management. 12, appearance. Number 13 is strength and endurance. And the last one is number 14 is nimbleness. Reliability. Markland and Ingledew found Cronbach alpha reliability coefficient to range from 0.69 to 0.95 across all ME2 scales, while Ingledew and Sullivan 2002 found Cronbach alpha to be 0.70 or above for all ME2 scale except revitalization, which is 0.56. For the data collection procedure, research proposals are presented to the ethics committee to obtain ethical. In addition, the permission to collect the details of all sports students is obtained from HEA UiTM in order to get the update details about the total population of the student. After making the questionnaire, researchers will do the pilot study in order to test the reliability of the questionnaire. Researchers choose to use questionnaire as a tool to collect the data because it is more suitable to use for the large-scale survey. After that, researchers need to provide Google form from the ME2 questionnaire, and researchers need to collect data at every batch that has been mentioned. Participants who finish and completely answer, the researcher will get the information. After the data collection, researcher will key in the data into statistical package for social science (SPSS). Lastly, researcher analyze the data icing and write the report. For the last part is data analysis. The data was analyzed by using the statistical package for social science (SPSS 2.0. Descriptive analysis is used to describe the frequency of demographic and motivation factor, which is the demographic of the respondent, and the inferential statistic will use Pearson correlation. Okay, this is the list of my references. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you for watching.